pretty comprehensive in the end. After it was a bit of a slow start, but you really sort of calibrated pretty quickly and just took it from there in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think we've noticed with the Eagles that they're ultra competitive and they bring the contest, and I just said to our players, and then the spreading of the load aspect of the performance was pretty pleasing in the end when you consider that inside 50s were the same. We got cleaned up out of centre bounce. They won that comprehensively and even won the clearance count overall. And so the outside contest and our ability to shape and use the footy and put them under pressure with our ball use was a critical component of the game. So didn't come in here, don't feel like we played a team and won by 70 points. It doesn't seem like that. It was really hard fought, and it's a good result for us. For some of the boys who probably haven't played a lot of AFL footy yet to contribute quite significantly. And round 3 and 2 and 1, it's a tiny bit of momentum, but got a tough task ahead of us in Adelaide against the Cats.
You mentioned the midfield. Obviously, guys like Libba was subbed off at 3/4 time. Bont spent a lot of time up forward, and it gave a few of the other blokes a real chance to shine. So that must have been pleasing. Yeah,
it did, Ronnie. And Tom was just a conservative call for us. He's fine, and Marcus. Most weeks, as you know, teams are going to put a lot of time into him because of the influence he can have, and he still ends up with almost his 10 tackles and hits the scoreboard, and he just perseveres through that. But when it comes to the quantities and the prolific nature of some of his games, without that being there, then you need others to fill that void. And obviously Adam had quite a significant game in that regard. Tom, his first half was quite sensational, but and then Jack McRae and Riley Sanders, and then a little bit of Harvey Gallagher and Caleb Daniel, and some of those boys contributing through that inside mid area. And I thought Tim was quite influential in his ruck position as well.
A big win, no doubt of exactly what you're looking for. Were you pleased with how it looked today for the Dogs? I'm just wondering, because you can win by a lot, but there's still things that you're not quite happy about. I'm just wondering, what you'd give it out of 10 as what you're looking for today.
It's a good question when there's a bit of a margin in the game and you can cloud your thinking, or you can go into a state of believing that you can, blow the scoreboard out even more. But what we talked about was the fact that at 3/4 time, West Coast were 19 points.
Yep.
And, defensively, they missed a few that they probably should have kicked, and we did as well. But ultimately to have a team, regardless of the circumstances and the position in, we had to work hard defensively. I thought our backs and the pressure on the ball, even the chase coming out of our mids and forwards, was where it needed to be, and so we liked that aspect. And the Eagles ended up with 30, but I think that's probably the highlight for us. Not necessarily kicking 100 points. It's being able to keep them to a pretty low score.
And in that part of the ground, Buku was once again quite impressive. He seems to have putting together a really good start to the year.
Yeah, he was. He was very good again, Buku, and I think they all were together, Ronnie. The back 7 who played through there, they had influential games, and not much got through. And but they outnumbered and they helped each other. And I thought when you lose Ed Richards and Nick Caulfield last week, and then Bailey Williams fills the void in that game and plays well, and then backs it up again today. And then I thought Taylor Duray was quite exceptional, coming in. And so now we've got to find a spot for Richo, because he'll be right this week, and it's a good problem to have.
You're still wearing the black armband. Just to comment on a great man. It would have been important today to put a good step forward, given the circumstances, I imagine.
Yeah, it is. And you speak of Les Twentyman, obviously, and I've already passed comment to our supporters, in a briefing post-game, and then prior to the game I was asked by the broadcast, about Les, and Les has been such a passionate fighter for youth welfare and pathways, and mitigating the circumstances where young boys and girls end up in criminal activity because of the challenges in sort of lower socio-economic environments, and he's influenced all of us through his work and and his philosophies, and there's many out there who are sort of formal ambassadors for the Les Twentyman Foundation, and there's many that have just been influenced by the power of his words and his actions. And we did talk about that today as a group, as a team, and as a club, the enabling of other people to do good, and that can really manifest in your own team and have a significant impact, on how formidable you can be. And so we did look for some inspiration from Les's life, and I said that only a handful of days ago he emailed me, sent me a video which was more focused on all the challenges globally for kids and young people, and he still was as passionate as ever to step up and influence. And he was always one of those people who thought that just a little thing can snowball into a really big thing and reach critical mass, and we could really help society, and I admire him greatly for that. So we've lost a great person, a great man, and his thoughts, his life has influenced many. Our thoughts and condolences are with his family and all his friends and people who are close to him.
Changing tack. What do you think of Jack McRae?
Yeah, Jack was solid. It's difficult for him to come in on a game like today and play an important role, Jack, and I thought he really did. He's he ultimately, with the core group who are playing through there, they've got to share it, and I felt he's just one of those midfielders who really shared the load, and he did some really good things. And then after getting one under his belt, it'd be good for him going into next week and continue to thrive. With his intensity and the speed of AFL level, which he's missed for a little while. Confronts all of our players, and I thought he was a really solid contributor.
Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah.